Well, let's forget about Christine Lagarde and what she thinks for a few minutes and think about what the market thinks Jay Powell will think, with retail sales up 0.6% on the month of August. That is significantly higher than the 0.1% that was forecast. Ex-autos up 0.6. And the retail sales control group, waiting on that one to come in here. Hold on just a second. That's being calculated as we speak. A couple of other numbers. Initial jobless claims, 220,000. Now, we don't know what the revision is yet. It was 216 last week, but it does tell you that we're still in a very low claims environment. Continuing claims are at 1,688,000. PPI has just come in as well. PPI for final demand up 0.7%. That's a significant increase over the 0.3 the prior month and 0.4 expected. If you look at the core, which we look at as ex-food, energy, and trade services, that's up 0.3 compared with a 0.2 rise last time. So we are seeing some inflation pressures at the basic level of the wholesaler. So we are seeing some problems with inflation, but retail sales so far not being affected. Retail sales control up 0.1%. That is a lot less than the 1% last month, but it's better than the 0.1% decline that was forecast. So retail sales strong. Jobless claims are weak, which could be translated as strong. And PPI does show some inflation pressures.
Big upside surprise on retail sales.
And an upside surprise on PPI, and both of those attributable to oil. You guys nailed it at about 8:28 this morning, just before we got the data. Oil prices driving this up. Gasoline station sales up 5.2% in the month of August compared to just 0.1% in the month of July. We did see in retail sales a number of things that point to pretty much normality, including a 0.9 rise for the second month in a row in clothing and a 0.5 rise in health and personal care. So people got their haircut, they bought new school clothes. It was a typical back-to-school season. The other thing in PPI, it's a 2% rise in the price of goods, which the Labor Department attributes to oil prices. 60% of that rise to oil prices. So PPI being pushed up by oil, and so are jobs. Our retail sales, rather. The jobs numbers, 220 for jobless claims last week, revised to 217. So a slight rise, but still historically low. So at this point, it is hard to see a lot of bad news other than energy in these reports this morning.